Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Math. Today we are looking at the eighth grade concept of linear relationships. This is standard 8.5C in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 18 for the 2025 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we've got 7 data points on this graph, and we need to find a pair of points that would suggest a linear relationship. So that means that we are looking for, could we draw a line that is going to kind of connect these points? Now, it's not going to be perfect because they're not all in a straight line, but what we can do is when we're wanting to suggest a linear relationship, we can use a trend line. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to find a line that would kind of go through the data so that about half of the dots are above, half of the dots are below. You're not really going to find a line that's going to connect all of them, at least not a straight line. And so let's look. We've got some dots here, and we could say that these 4 dots are going to be below the line. And we could draw that line so that these 3 dots are above it. So it's 7 dots, so you can't perfectly get half above and half below. So let's see if we can draw this line here. So I'm not gonna pretend it's proportional. I'm gonna kind of go right through there. And you notice how what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get my distances between the, the space above and the space below about the same. All right, so that's going to be my trend line. Now, let's plot these points and let's see which ones kind of work. All right, so I'm going to use my add point feature and let's go to red. And we're going to first plot 0.37, so x of 3, y of 7. It's going to be right around there. Wow, that's way far up there. And then 8, x of 8, y of 1. All right, that, that is too far away. So no, that's not going to work. All right, let's go to 2, 1. All right, so 2, 1, at least it's a little bit closer, but still not nearly as close as the other two. And then I've got 2, 8. Wow. That is also that may be the first one, but not the second one. Like I'll put a question mark here, but that's a definite no right here. I mean, what I'm hoping is that we will kind of find something in this gap. I got a gap right here. I'm hoping we'll get maybe some points right up there. All right, so definitely not for the first one. The second one's not looking too good. The 2, 1 might work, but that 2, 8's not going to really do anything for me. All right, let's check our third pair. So 2, 5. All right, so that's not great, but that's not horrible. And then 6, 1. Okay, that's pretty bad. Yeah, look how distant those two are. So that's really not going to work. I'll kind of do the same thing. Like I'll say it's not super great. It is, I mean, all of these dots are definitely farther than any of the dots from my trend line. So the closest ones were really so far this and this. But still, even though they're close, it's relative. They're still farther than any of the other dots on this trend line because you're supposed to represent a linear relationship. And if we include any of these dots, the greens, the blues, or the reds, it's really not going to be a line. All right, let's check our last one. And let's hope it's that. Let's go to purple. All right, 5, 4. Oh, look at that, 5, 4. I mean, that's closer than any of the other dots. So that's going to work. And then 6, 6. Okay, so that's a little, that 6, 6 is kind of far away, but take a look what I just had. I've got one above, one below, and these two are definitely closer, especially that 5, 4, than any of the other pairs. So if you look at them in pairs, use the different colors, you can see obviously our best answer, and the correct answer is going to be D.